I'm gonna show you a very nice fail-proof recipe that makes you 8 to 10 cupcakes. With me here, I have the butter and sugar, the flour and the raising agent, 3 eggs, some milk, and vanilla essence, and a whisk because, well, I need to tone my abs. Okay, so let's get started. I'll give you the recipe as we continue. So we are starting with our butter and sugar, not butter, sugar, yeah, sugar and butter mixture. You might remember you can use also margarine. This is 125 grams of margarine and 80 grams of sugar. So we are going to cream this until, I'll show you until when. This is just mixing roughly. You first start by mixing and then you are going now to whisk properly. So this is not yet there. Can you see the difference? But we're still not yet there. It's gonna build some more volume and be more brighter. So this is it, majorly because I'm already tired. If you can go further, please, by all means continue. But at this stage, we are good to go. So we're going to add the next ingredient, which is 3 eggs. Egg yolk separation almost gone wrong, but if you can, this point, separate the egg yolks from the whites. Put them separately. It brings out a better... Here's the egg whites. It didn't quite fail too much. Yeah, it makes the cake better if you separate first. This is what we have. Well, if the separation wasn't a failure, it would have been smoother. But now we have some whites we are dealing with there. That's okay. At this point, we also added the vanilla. Now we're gonna... Now, if you have a whisk, a good one, this one of mine is making me too tired. If you have a good whisk, go ahead and whisk this egg white separately. I don't have time for that, so we're gonna put them in there. It's still gonna be okay. I told you this is a fail-proof type of recipe. So there goes our 3 eggs. So this is our mixture with the egg whites is looking like. Well, something like that. So we're gonna sift our flour mixture. Just make sure you have a little sieve and sift it like that. Half of the mixture, not the entire mixture, half at a time. We haven't put milk at this point. Milk will be next. Just like that. And it's important that you sift your flour. Otherwise your pancakes will be very dense. It's fail proof, but that's the only thing I'm asking you. Sift your flour. So at this stage, don't over whisk. We're still using our whisk because, like I told you, this is a fail-proof recipe. This is 1/3 cup of milk. I didn't tell you how much flour we are using, did I? We are using 200 grams of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. If you're using self-raising flour, just use self-raising flour. Don't add the baking powder. So let me mix the milk in just like that. And I said we are not over mixing. So now I'm gonna add the remaining flour, all of it. Just like that, I've sifted the remaining flour, all of it. Now we are gonna mix this and then I'll tell you what next, don't worry. Remember, my loves, don't over mix, especially if you're using a whisk like I am. And then here we have the remaining milk. Now at this point, the sizes of the eggs, the amount of flour, the brand and everything is not the same. So if you find your butter is still very dense, go ahead and add a little more milk. This was 1/3 cup to that recipe I've given you, but you can always add more if it's too dense because the sizes of the eggs are not always the same. Your brand of flour might be more dense and all that. So by all means, go and add a little more. I'll show you the final products. Here is the final batter. That was quick, right? Very quick and very easy. And this is how it should look like. It's not flowing. Yeah, you get me? Don't add too much milk. There we go. So at this point, your oven should be preheated to 200 degrees Celsius. 180 if your oven tends to superheat. And this is how the batter looks just before we pop it into the oven. Don't worry about the shapes, they're gonna settle very, very well. So remember, we are baking this for around 15 to 20 minutes in an oven of 200 degrees Celsius or 180 degrees Celsius if your oven tends to superheat. You know what I'm talking about, you. So there we have it. My oven doesn't have lights, but you can see they're in the oven. Yeah, something like that. Our cupcakes have been there for the last 15 minutes. And I think they're almost done or done already. And there we go. Subscribe and thank you for staying by. I'll let them cool down fast. They're very hot. And here is the cupcake, very moist. Oh, it's hot. It's burning me, but it's very moist. Can you see that? Super moist. Ciao, my love. See you in the next one.